everyone, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7 here with an unboxing and an in-depth look at this awesome Mountain Lion Extreme rock crawler from Remo Hobby. Now the cool thing about this, it does have four-wheel steering, so you can kind of get that kind of stuff happening, or you can do the kind of crab going on like that, so that's pretty cool. It has some decent specs. Now I've had various other Remo Hobby cars as well. You can see them in the background there. I've had the Emu Racing, just down there, the Dinosaur Master, and they all they're similar chassis to the Slash, so their parts are, you know, you can change them up and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Now in this video, I'll unbox it, show you what you get inside and give you a good look around. So enough of that, let's go see what you get inside. Now here we have the Remo Hobby Mountain Extreme line. It comes in two versions, Standard and Ultimate Edition, and this of course is the Ultimate Edition. Now we'll run through what the difference is later, but as you can see here, it's 1/10 scale rock crawler, waterproof, which is awesome. It's got a spur gear cover so nothing can get stuck up into the gears. Axles have been well, proven durability, that's good to know. Optimized steering geometry, so interesting to see how this handles, but it is four-wheel drive and it does have four-wheel steering. Now, like I mentioned before, this does come in two versions, and here we have the Standard Edition that just has one servo like any normal RC car for the front wheels, and has a little bit lesser spec than the Extreme version. And here is the version I have. It's not Extreme, it's actually called the Ultimate Edition. So it has this green heatsink for the motor, has two servos here, so you can do four-wheel steering. So you've got mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, mode 4, so your normal, your kind of crab, your four-wheel steer, and your rear steer. As you can see with this picture, it's got some severe articulation there, so I'm pretty sure it can go over any rocks or any obstacle that it lies ahead of it. It's also got threaded aluminium links, which is excellent. Digital high torque alloy gear steering servo, and apparently these are waterproof, and it does have, obviously you can see, adjustable shocks. They don't look threaded, but they look like it do have some combination of plastic and aluminium parts as well. Now it also has real beadlock wheels, and you can see the divs here are steel gears, 4-link suspension like any good rock crawler, and as we can see here, optimized steering geometry and all that other good stuff. On the side of the box, it just has some pictures of the other cars. I have done a review on this one. I also have this one in the studio. I got it unboxed as well. And the other side has this awesome looking monster truck. I do have that monster truck. The body I have is the Batman edition, so that was a cool truck as well. But enough of that. Let's go see what you get inside. Now before we have a good look around the car, let's go look at the accessories and the 2.4 gigahertz controller that's included. Okay, now here is the 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. It is a 3-channel, and it also only runs on 4 AA batteries. The good thing about it, tells you your voltage. It has a lot of your standard, you know, steering trim, throttle trim, 3-channel trim, and your steering dual rates. It also has a mode here, so you can change the steering setup. So you can see you've got traditional. I click this mode button. We've got the crab style. Click it again. It's all 4 wheels. And click it again, and it's the back wheels only. Pretty cool. It works fine. Obviously, you know, just turned it on, but this is from factory, so I can go through it. But yeah, nice little transmitter, especially for a RTR kit. Now, as it comes with a nickel metal hydride battery, it's got a basic nickel metal hydride charger, but don't worry, it is LiPo capable as well. There you go, just a basic charger. Looks like some extra steering horns and accessories, and some basic tools, Allen wrenches, little spanner there, and a 4-way wrench, which is always handy to have. Oh, and some spare body clip. Now here is the instruction manual for the 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. As you can see, it's got a lot of stuff that you need to get used to, the throttle dual rates, steering dual rates, all that kind of stuff. I might read it later on if I get stuck, but at least it's in there for you, to fall back on if you need to. And here we got the instruction manual for the brushed ESC. So it says here, battery support 2 and 3S LiPo, 4 to 12 cells nickel metal hydride. It has a low voltage cutoff. When voltage drops off, overprotection, and the red LED will flash. Also got overheating protection. It is splash proof, which is excellent. But yeah, good thing about it is LiPo, because I won't be using that battery. Here is the included instruction manual. basic stuff here. It's got all your exploded views of the parts, which is excellent. How to replace things, all that kind of good stuff. Now the body isn't normally. Now the body is held on the sides here with traditional body pins, 2 on each side here. You just pull them off, just like that. Body is very flexible, although not really brittle. It has some nice flex to it. It seems pretty strong. The graphics look cool, very similar to the Max D monster truck, that's for sure. That's definitely where they got their styling cues from. But yeah, seems okay. Now it is an interesting design. I'm not too sure if this has been copied or anything like that. I do think it looks pretty cool. Has all your 4-link suspension, and it does have some massive articulation. Now from factory, just doing this, it does have some nice dampening in these shocks, which is nice to see. It's not really springy at all. Now up top we have a water resistant 3-channel receiver, and right next to that we have a WP1040 brushed waterproof ESC. It is capable of 2 to 3S lipos, and it also does have a low voltage cutoff in there as well. Now when you want to change up from the stock nickel metal hydride, you get this jumper here, just change position, and you can just, it tells the actual ESC that you're going to be using a lipo. Now right up next to that we have the on and off switch. It doesn't seem to have any boot or any rubber sealing or anything around that, so I wouldn't want to be getting water up in there. Now as you can see, this is how the battery is held into place. Just 2 body clips, plastic mount that is kind of flexible to a degree, and there we have the stock 2500 milliamp hour 7.2 volt nickel metal hydride battery. Look, I'm not going to use this battery. I'll probably use it for something else. I never really use these. I'll be switching it over to a 2-cell or a 3S lipo in the future. Now with that battery out, we can see, have a closer look at this top deck. It's very simple design. This is all plastic. We have our gearbox definitely right underneath there, and it does have a cover so there's no gears exposed. Now it's interesting design, you know, chassis, or it's kind of like a sandwiched in between this nicely designed plate, and that plate comes up at 2.7 millimeters, so it's probably 2.5 to 2.7 millimeters this side plate here. Now I just spun it around, and there's a 550 brushed motor in there, and it has the this Extreme Edition comes with this green heatsink on top. As you can see there, a bit better view. I'm sure you can replace that with a brushless system if you choose to. Now here are the drive shafts, and they are plastic, like a nylon. They're Extreme, or their higher models use this red nylon plastic, probably a little bit more durable than the other ones they use. So we have telescopic drive shafts. As you see, they go in and out with the movement. We can see the actual angle that they're on, and these are the same ones that are on the Slash or the Emu Racing Slash copy and the Dinosaur Master, and they've held up quite good so far, especially if you're only be running a 2S in this. I'm pretty sure this should be more than enough. Now it comes with 2 metal geared waterproof servos as well, front and rear, and they are mounted on top of the differentials on this aluminium plate. All the links are 6 millimeter in diameter aluminium. Now it's the same for the steering arms and all that kind of stuff as well. Now the shocks are a combination of, it seems that we have aluminium caps here and plastic bodies. They are not threaded, so you need to use the preload clips to adjust that if you like. But like I mentioned before, the dampening is very good because they are oil filled, so they do feel very nice from the factory. Now because this is a rock crawler, you'd expect some decent articulation. There we go. We can nearly get this 90 degrees to the table. The back wheel is just coming off now, so as you can see, that's pretty savage articulation. Pretty cool. Flip around to the other side, should be the same. That's pretty decent, isn't it? There we go there. So that is pretty flexible. Here we go. Definitely articulates nicely, so should be able to tackle some decent terrain, no problem. Now I can't speak from experience with how these tyres perform, but they seem okay, not too grippy at all. They do have foam inserts in there, and the good thing about these wheels is they are real bead locks. You have this aluminium rim that runs on the front and the back to sandwich the tyre onto the rim there, so that's cool, nice to see. But obviously time will tell how these perform in the real world. Now there's a nice close-up of the wheel. I like the design. As you see, there's the aluminium plate on either side. yeah, they do look cool. Now I've gone and taken off that front plastic cover here so you can see the actual pinion gear is aluminium or steel, and the spur gear here is plastic. But interesting to note, it does have a slipper clutch there as well. As you can see, turn it on its side, there's your slipper pads, and there you can adjust it easily with tightening that nut up. So that's nice to see if you want to give it that extra bit of give so it doesn't, if it gets stuck on a rock, it doesn't chew the hell out of the gear. Now inside the axles, the gears are all bevel cut, hardened steel, so hopefully that's enough to put up with the punishment. Now the front and rear axles are the same, they're exact copy, and here we have the suspension and the link coming up into this pretty decent sized bracket. Doesn't look like it'll snap anytime soon. Plastic is very thick, so yeah, and everything is held down and together with these nylon nuts, so that's good to see. Now it's kind of hard to see on camera, but the gearbox and motor sits on this plastic plate that runs in between, or that's sandwiched in between those two rails on the side. And there's the underside view, what I was just talking about. Now the rest of the kit has Allen keys as well, or hex nuts throughout. I don't see any Phillips head screws anywhere, which is fantastic. Now I got this from Remo Hobby directly, so prices may vary. So I'll leave the link to their website in the description. You can go check them out. If there is no pricing, you can easily just send them an email and they'll easily come back to you with the availability and where you can purchase it from. So guys, I hope you liked the video for this Mountain Lion Extreme Ultimate Class Rock Crawler from Remo Hobby. I'll be doing some more videos in the near future. If you have any questions, please leave it in the description down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do so guys. If you liked the video, please give it a good old thumbs up. It always helps. But that's me guys, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. See you in the next video.